Hello everybody, I just got out of the grocery store to get all the ingredients to go into this fantastic spaghetti and meatballs I'm going to show you how to make. The meatballs may be a little different than what you've ever seen before, but if you'll go by my recipe and try these things, you probably won't never make them no other way. They're that good, they really are. You want to get a crust on them boys. And that marinara sauce straight from scratch, oh my gosh y'all, it's going to be so good, so easy, so simple. I'm going to show all of y'all how to make that today on Country Boy Cooking with Marshall. And just like that, we're at Dad's house. I've been so excited to show y'all this. I've been planning on doing this for a couple of weeks. And so here I finally am able to do it for y'all. Listen, you do want to try this recipe. I can guarantee you that it's that good. You know, it's a little hot in here. I've got to lose this jacket first. Now that's better. Now let's get on down here. Y'all, this right here is going to be a labor of love if you make this, because this does take a little bit to make this as far as time. But I'm going to tell you, your effort will absolutely pay off. And there's several different steps to it. So I'm going to bring y'all step by step through the whole process all the way to the end. So come on, let's get on down here. Let me show you how to do this. We're going to be starting with the meatballs. I'm going to use a half a pound of 90-10. Now I got more than a half a pound here. That's about 1 pound. I'm going to use a half a pound of 90-10 ground beef and a half a pound of Italian sausage. Now the reason I like using this Italian sausage is because it's already got all the spices in it for the meatballs you need. It really does. It's Italian sausage. So what I'm going to do is use about one of these patties here, since that's about a half a pound, going in. Okay, next I'm going in with the Italian sausage. This is 1 pound, so I'm using half of it. Get it in there. Next I'm going in with 1 large egg. Next, I'm going in with a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Now, I know, everybody, I know fresh grated is the best, but hey, we're going to go for speed today. So this right here works just as good in this recipe. I'm going in with a 1/4 cup right now, or so right in there. Good enough. All right, now I'm going to set this aside a little bit. I've got 3 good garlic cloves here. I'm going to crush and mince up. Let's mince them well. You know, this recipe can easily be doubled, everybody. The marinara sauce, the meatballs, everything can be doubled if you got a larger family. A lot of times if I ain't using my Tupperware mincer or my garlic press, I'll use these tongs instead of put my fingers down there with all that. See right here, I can keep it under the blade like that. I ain't wanting my hand under this. And by the way, this right here is a Serbian chef knife, before you ask. I got it off eBay. They're about 40 bucks. It's the best knife I ever bought. Good enough. Let's get it off the side of our knife. Right here's another reason I love this knife. See how wide it is? You can use it as a scoop too. See that? Going in. Okay, let's get this back over here. Next we're going in with about a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper. Get it in there. Okay, next I'm going in with some Italian breadcrumbs. See that? That's the kind I'm using right there. It's got some spices in it too. It helps blend out everything in this. I'm talking about good stuff, everybody. I'm going to be going in with about 1/3 of a cup. There's a good third. Put it in there. Right, now here's the fun part. Make sure your hands are real clean. The best way to mix this, y'all, is the old-fashioned way. Get your hands down in it. So let's do that. Y'all, get that stuff mixed well. Get that egg all into it. That's what's going to help bind it together. You got your Parmesan cheese in there. Ooh, man. I've been so excited to show y'all this. Like I say, everybody, this right here is like a labor of love, because it's going to take you probably around, by the time you get everything out, set it up, and get everything going and get her done, it's going to take a good 1.5 hours to make this. So be prepared for that. But I'm going to tell you, if you ever make it once, you'll make it for life. We're just going to get this mixed together. We ain't trying to make minced meatloaf out of it or nothing like that. We're just bringing it together. When I get everything mixed, I'll start folding it. Turning my bowl around. I'm going to wash my hands. I'll be right back. Alright, next thing we want to do is bring a bowl over here. Put about a half a cup of flour or so. It don't matter. Half a cup, you can't go wrong. This is all purpose. Okay, now here comes the fun part. I got me a cookie sheet right here. I've got my all-purpose flour, and I've got my meatball mix. Now what I've got right here is my little bitty scoop. It's like a melon scoop. That thing's probably around 1.25 inches wide. It's a smaller one. Now you can make these things all the way up to the size of a golf ball if you want to, but I like my meatballs a little smaller. So let me show you what I want to do. And I also like my meatballs square, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, I'm going to give it a good scoop like that, y'all. Get it in my hand. I'm going to roll it around in my hand, not real tight. I'm going to put it down in the flour and dredge it around in the flour. You probably never seen nobody put meatballs in flour, but I'm telling you, it works, everybody. It's like having a crust on anything, like pork chops or anything. Now right here's what I do a little different. I'm going to roll that again in my hand and get that flour in it. See, the flour is on that meatball now. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to shape it square. Shape it square. It ain't got to be completely a perfect square. This right here is going to help when you fry them in the frying pan. You know, it's hard to turn balls over. It's not squares, so let's do that. Make a square out of it. I'm going to dredge it one more time. I'm going to shake it out and put it over here on my cookie sheet. Okay, we're done. Look at this. See what we got them? I got them square as possible. That'll make them a lot easier to cook, everybody. Believe me, if they're square, they taste just as good as they do round. So now let's get over here to the stove top and get these boys fried up. Come on. I'm going to be putting in about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Look, you want to make sure to put the kind in that's for sauteing and stir frying. See that at the bottom? Because look at this. Here's another one that we're going to use on the bread. See how it says for salads and marinade? That's what you want to eat on your bread and stuff. Not the frying kind. There's a big taste difference, trust me. Going in with a good 3 tablespoons. Let's start placing them in there. Remember, everybody, you can double this recipe, but I'm telling you, this right here is a lot of spaghetti right here. What we're going to do is put this in here for about 6 or 7 minutes or so right in there on a medium heat. And brown all sides. Get that crust on it. That's what we're looking for. Crusted square meatballs. You can't beat it. And like I say, if you like the traditional round, you can do that. But to me, it's just harder to get all sides halfway brown with a good crust on it. Alright, there we go. And by the way, we're not trying to cook these completely done right now because they're going to simmer in the marinara sauce for a good 30 minutes to finish cooking them. What I'm looking for right here mainly is a crust on them. You know, you ain't got to have no spaghetti with this. These things right here go good on a meatball sandwich or anything like that. Okay, I'm going to start taking some of these things off that's done or more in the middle. Just going to put them in the bowl. This right here is giving me a good sear on the whole meatball all the way around it. And just like that, they're all done. Let's get them all off. All right, let's take the pan off the heat and set our meatballs to the side. We're going to add about a couple of tablespoons of olive oil to our pan again. Don't drain that grease where you cooked your meatballs. You need that goodness in this. And we're going in with 1 cup of diced onions. We're going to saute these things around, everybody, about 5 minutes in all this good meatball juice. Sauteing these onions real good like this, everybody, for around 5 minutes is one of the things that makes this marinara sauce. It really is. I think sometimes a lot of folks like to get in a hurry with their onions in this. You're not trying to caramelize them. You're just getting them soft and translucent. And by the way, the hard part of this recipe is all over with. It's downhill from here. Okay, it's been a good 5 minutes. Now we're going in with 4 minced garlic cloves. Get them in there. We're going to stir fry this around about a minute, 2 at the most, until those garlics become fragrant. Okay, it's been a good minute. I can smell my garlic good. So what we're going in with now is a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. I get the good kind. I don't get the cheap kind. Going in. Okay, next we're going in with 15 ounces of just pure tomato sauce. Put it in there. I'm going to cut my heat down to probably be around a low right in there. Medium low. Right, next one I'm going to go in with, everybody, is probably be around 1/3 of a cup of beef broth. That's the way I like to do it because I don't like my sauce to be real thick. Stir that in. Okay, next we're going in with a couple of tablespoons of Italian seasoning. Put it in there. I'm going in with a 1/2 teaspoon of just garlic powder. I've got to give it that And about a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. Put it in there. Now I'm going in with about a good 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. That's right. It'll help tame those tomatoes down. Y'all, there's nothing to this. There's just, a lot of little ingredients you got to put into it. I'm going to say I'm going to put probably about a good 1/2 teaspoon of salt in this. And about a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Adjust your seasoning in this, everybody. A lot of people might like more garlic, less, whatever. Hey, remember what I said? A recipe is just a suggestion. Make it your own. But if you want to taste it like I'm going to taste test this, make it like I'm showing you. This is smelling so good. Let's do a little taste test. Oh my gosh, it's perfect, everybody. It is perfect. All right, after we stir it around a good 5, 6, 7 minutes, everybody, get all the ingredients in it and stir it around. Let it get good and hot where it's trying to boil. Watch it in the middle. See how it's trying to boil right there? Go ahead and add your meatballs in. Put them all in there. Now we're going to stir our meatballs in. We're going to let this simmer, everybody, for around 30 minutes with the meatballs in it. It'll be done. I've tried a lot of different marinara sauces that you can buy in the jar. I haven't found one yet that was this good. You know, number one, those sauces in the jar to me, oh boy, they had too much salt. Now that's just me. I don't like my stuff real salty. I don't. All right, let's get those meatballs. Since we got them all good and covered, let's get them spread out. We got our heat on the low, everybody. You want to keep your heat where things want to simmer. See it trying to simmer right there in the middle? See that? Now I'm going to put my lid on. I'm going to start my timer for 30 minutes. And you're going to stir it up every once in a while. But look, with this Hex-Clad pan, all I got to do is get it and go back and forth like that. See, I can see down in there and see what it's doing. So while this right here is simmering, we're going to make the bread. Let's get over here. Oops, I almost forgot. Got to add 1 bay leaf. Right now what I got right here, everybody, is just a piece of French bread. This stuff is so easy. What I'm going to do is cut this probably in about 1/2 inch segments. Okay, they're all chopped up. Let's get our pan back over here. All we're simply going to do is just space them out on here. Now this time I'm going to take the salad and marinade olive oil and I'm going to drizzle it over it. Get all over your bread. You ain't got to cover every second of it. Okay, good enough. And now this is this simple, everybody. I'm just going to barely sprinkle some garlic powder and onion powder on it. By the way, I never use onion salt or garlic salt on nothing because I like adding my own salt. Let's put a little onion powder on there. Good enough. I'm going to put these in the oven now around 350, probably be for around 15 minutes or so until they get real good and crusty. Sometimes I even let them go all the way to being crouton. That's good too. I love croutons. This is going to the oven at 350 for about 15-20 minutes. Okay, next we're going to prepare our pasta while the bread's in the oven now, and we got our marinara sauce and meatballs over there cooking on the stove. I'm going to put 1 gallon of purified water in here. I do not cook my pasta with regular tap water, everybody. It's got too much chlorine in it. Don't do that. Buy you a gallon of water. It ain't but like $1. There's no way I would cook spaghetti in chlorine water. It'd be full of chlorine. Okay, now to the water, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of salt, no less. You want that water to be almost like sea salt. Okay, now I'm going to cook the noodles according to instructions on the back. Probably be around 10 minutes, but I'm going to get this water boiling first. We're down to our last 5 minutes. Take that off and give it one more good stir. Look how good that looks. Oh my gosh. Meatballs are totally done. Real tender to perfection. Right here's one little last thing I love doing to this, everybody. Check this out. You can't always catch these things in a grocery store, but my grocery store had these live basil plants, so I'm going to cut up some of this fresh basil and put in it. I'll go ahead and cut my heat off, stuff it down, and just get my scissors and chop it up. See that? Little bitty pieces. Time I add a good touch to it. Oh my goodness. Now, like I say, you may not be able to find fresh basil like this. If you can't, it's okay. It's good without it. But hey, I found it and I'm putting it in. Put as much as you want or as little as you want. There's no set amount. Right, now let's stir this up, and this stuff right here is done. I'm going to set it aside with my lid on it. Man, this stuff smells so good, family. It really does. I'm so glad to be able to bring this dish to you. Give it a try. The best way to make this spaghetti is go ahead and have everything prepped. All your garlics minced up, all your onions chopped up, everything ready. All your cans opened up, ready to go. While I'm doing this, I'm noticing my bread's done. Let me get it out right quick. Yes, it is. Look at that. You gotta have it. Okay, I'm gonna put my lid on this. Set it in the oven until I get my noodles done. And right here's something else I would love to do if I got it. You can do so many things with fresh herbs. Oh my gosh, especially this basil if you're cooking Italian. Remember, in our water, we've already got 2 tablespoons of salt. But I'm also going to put some of these basil leaves in there. I'm going to chop them up. Hey, why not? Can't go wrong getting that basil flavor in your noodles. Okay, now everybody, our water has come to a boil. It takes a good 20 minutes to get a gallon of water to boil. Now I'm simply going to put my spaghetti in here and cook it for around 10 or 11 minutes and drain it. I'll be back after that. Then we'll do a taste test. Put it in there. 10 minutes. And just like that, everybody, everything is done. See my pasta here? See if I can film holding this camera and show you too. Little pieces of basil in it. Oh yeah. Let's get us some pasta and put it on a plate. Now I want to tell you, by the way, right here's our meatballs marinara sauce. Look at that. Oh yeah. That is it right there. Got our garlic bread. I'm going to tell you, you can go ahead and mix your spaghetti in with your marinara sauce and mix it all up, y'all, but I don't like doing that. I like putting my spaghetti down like that and then bringing it over here and get some of that goodness out. Oh my gosh, look at this. See if I can do it one-handed. Get it on the spaghetti. You're talking about some good eating, everybody. These meatballs are phenomenal. There it is. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Of course, we got to have our bread. See that? This is so easy to make, everybody. You know, it seems like it might be hard, but it's not. So let's get down into this and do a taste test. All right, we've got all the way down to the taste test, everybody. This is the very place Mama did most of her taste testing too. So many precious memories up here of her. But we're going to taste this spaghetti right here now. And before I do, I'm going to put a little bit more Parmesan on it. I mean, you don't have to, but I am. Sprinkle just a little bit on it. Look at this. Let me show it to you one more time. Now, you talking about some good eating right there. It is real good, everybody. You've got to try this recipe. Let's taste it. Let's get in here. Y'all, these meatballs are phenomenal. Like I say, you ain't got to have no spaghetti with them. You can eat the meatballs and marinara sauce on subs. You know, to be honest though, I've never really liked it like that, but if you like that stuff, you can do that. Here's a meatball, let's go. My goodness. 2 thumbs up, everybody. There is no better combination to me for a meatball without having to add all kind of spices and everything in with it than to have 90-10 ground beef and Italian sausage. Mix those 2 together. Equal ratios, half a pound, 1 pound, 1 pound. You ain't got to put no spices in it besides, you know, the cheese and everything. This is absolutely fantastic. Let's get some spaghetti. So good. That's a 100% yes. Y'all try this recipe. It don't have to get no better than this. It really don't. I want to thank everybody today for watching me on Country Boy Cooking with Marshall. I've got a lot of stuff on the way. One of my other favorite dishes is chicken Alfredo. I'm going to be bringing that too. Thank you for watching me today on Country Boy Cooking with Marshall. Give this a try. Y'all know always Jesus is Lord around here. I'll see y'all soon. God bless everybody.